Own your life, make it better. In the small town of Cedar Ridge, life moved at a steady, unchanging pace, the kind of place where everyone knew everyone, and expectations were as solid as the oak trees lining the main street. It was here that Clara Hughes had spent her entire life, living in the shadow of what she thought was a preordained destiny. At 35, Clara managed the local diner, a job she had taken on after her parents passed away. Every day felt like a repeat of the last: wake up, open the diner, serve the regulars, close up, and head home. Her dreams of traveling, starting her own business, or pursuing photography had long since been packed away, gathering dust like forgotten trinkets in the attic. One crisp autumn morning, something changed. A stranger walked into the diner. Unlike any of the usual faces, he was older, with a weathered look that spoke of a life lived on the move. He sat at the counter, ordered a coffee, and after a few moments of silence, said, "You ever feel like you're just letting life happen to you?" Clara was taken aback. "What do you mean?" He took a sip of his coffee and replied, "Most people go through life on autopilot, doing what's expected of them, instead of what they really want. The years slip by, and before they know it, their life is filled with what-ifs instead of remember whens." His words hit Clara hard. She realized that for years, she had been living in a comfort zone that was anything but comfortable. The routine was suffocating, and deep down, she knew she wanted more. "Is it too late to change?" she asked, a hint of hope in her voice. "Never," the stranger said with a smile. "The only thing standing in your way is the belief that you can't." That night, Clara couldn't sleep. The stranger's words echoed in her mind. She thought about the camera her father had given her for her 18th birthday, which had been collecting dust in her closet. She thought about the road trips she had always wanted to take, the people she wanted to meet, and the experiences she longed for. The next morning, Clara made a decision. She walked into the diner and handed the keys to her assistant manager. "I'm taking a break," she said with a certainty that surprised even her. "It's time for me to own my life and make it better." Clara packed her bags, grabbed her camera, and hit the road. She started by exploring the national parks she had always dreamed of photographing. She spent time in cities she had only seen in magazines, meeting people with stories as diverse as the landscapes she captured through her lens. Her photos started gaining attention online, and before long, she was invited to showcase her work at a gallery in New York City. Clara's story of transformation resonated with many, inspiring them to take control of their own lives. She wasn't just living her dream, she was showing others that they could too. Years later, Clara returned to Cedar Ridge, not as the woman who had once felt trapped by routine, but as someone who had embraced life fully. The diner was still there, but it was now a bustling cafe and gallery featuring local artists and travelers alike, a place where people came to be inspired. Clara had learned that owning your life isn't about rejecting where you come from but about choosing how you want to live. She had taken control, made it better, and in doing so, found a happiness she never thought possible. And she knew, deep down, that this was just the beginning.